Hi, I'm Kurt from Tech News Made Simple, here today with Punkage, and we're going to be looking at the Acer Aspire 1 netbook today. Here we have the lovely piece of machinery, which is all the 9 inches of glory. And we're going to be comparing this to a bunch of other laptops that we have strung out across the table here today. And let's get started. So, what made you buy the Acer Aspire 1?
A couple of things. One is that it's a pretty versatile machine. It's got a lot of the same features as a regular laptop. Its weight was phenomenally light. I mean, it's at least half the weight of a normal PC, including the battery. I'm not talking about without the battery. So even a low weight Sony, if you include the battery, gets up into the 4.5, 5 pound range. This thing's a little over 2 pounds. It's fast, and I can use it instead of taking a regular laptop. I can use it in meetings. I can use it as a media hub, taken on vacation. That's basically why I bought it.
Okay. So what are the pros and cons of this netbook versus, let's just say, this beast of a laptop to our left?
The pros and cons, I think the pros are obviously the size and the weight of the Acer. It's of comparable speed. It's certainly not a speed demon. If you want to check email, you want to do the occasional YouTube video, you want to do something, surf the web, it's perfect. Take an occasional note. If you're going on a quick business trip or whatever, you don't have to carry around the big Lenovo, notebook as well as the brick to power it. You just carry around the Acer. It's good. So those are some of the pros. The cons of it are that it's obviously not as fast.
Right.
It's not as full featured. The mouse is a little bit awkward, so you'd probably have to carry some peripherals with you,
Okay.
like an external mouse. I don't think my version has Bluetooth. I don't know if it comes with a version that does. So you have some dongles that you have to have external. So those are some of the trade-offs.
Okay, and I can see right away that the keyboard's much smaller than a standard laptop notebook, so typing might be a little bit harder.
Typing might be a little bit more awkward. So, I mean, you would use this kind of as you need it. I mean, I wouldn't be writing any PhD thesis on this or anything like that, but a quick day trip, maybe you're on vacation somewhere or whatever, and you need to respond to something quickly. It's perfect.
So do you have any regrets buying this netbook? I mean, if there's anything else that you would change, what would it be? And what would you be looking forward to in future models?
I don't have a lot of regret in buying it. The price point was very reasonable for the feature set that you're getting, including the operating system. A lot of these netbooks come with Linux as an operating system.
Right.
Which you'd have to have either some technical expertise or do some digging to make them compatible with, like the standard Word applications or whatever. This one actually came with Windows XP. So for $350, it hit the mark with the right feature set. In terms of improvements and what I would look for, I think included Bluetooth in the price would be great.
Yep.
I think that the wireless connection on this is a little bit weak, meaning that it's not that easy to connect to different networks as you're going.
Okay.
You have to try a couple times to connect. So I don't know if the radio is less powerful, the wireless radio built into it. And obviously, if they could figure out a way to make it a touch screen, I think that would add a lot of value to me. I have some difficulty with my wrists already, so having the ability to touch the screen for different applications would help. And if they, charge an extra $50 to do that, that would be fine.
Great. And hopefully they'll be coming out with a rumored touchscreen MacBook. Don't know when that's going to be, but we're going to keep our eyes open for that.
That sounds like a killer computer.
Yeah, it really does. All right, well, I want to thank you for your time.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much for letting us review this. And this is Kurt from Tech News Made Simple. So thanks again to Punkage for letting us interview him. We're going to look at the Acer Aspire 1 into more detail here. As you can see here, you have a lovely 9.5-inch widescreen. It is running Windows XP, and it also has a 1.6 gigahertz Atom processor It also has 1 gig of RAM and a 3-cell battery, which gets you about 2.5, and if you stretch it, 3 hours of actual power. What you have here on the right hand side of the netbook is a memory card slot for your digital camera or other peripherals. You have 2 USB ports and the audio, mic, and headphones. And we also have a laptop block. On the left hand side of the netbook, you have another card slot, memory card slot, a USB, your Ethernet port, video output for a monitor, and the power. And if you look at the mouse button, which Pankaj had mentioned, it is a little difficult to use. You have your left click and your right click with the touchpad in the middle. Touchpad isn't as responsive as a normal laptop would be, and the buttons are awkwardly positioned, as this is right and below the touchscreen versus left and right. Lastly, we're going to be comparing the size and weight of the Acer Aspire versus our Lenovo T61, the IBM X41, and the other laptops that we have here. So here we have our lovely 2.2 pound Acer Aspire, which has a roughly 9-inch widescreen viewing area monitor. The Lenovo T61, at its beastly 4 to 5 pound weight, has about a 14 to 15-inch widescreen viewable area. The biggest difference between the two is, right here I'm running a graphic-intensive video game, which you can run on a more powerful laptop, but you wouldn't be able to run on a netbook. And here's just a quick size comparison. The Acer Aspire is actually the width. Actually, it's even smaller than the keyboard of the Lenovo T61. And when compared with the 12-inch X41, which is an older model, the actual netbook fits within the viewable area. So, it's a little less than 10 inches in width. So that about wraps it up for the Acer Aspire 1 review. It's a very nice, lightweight netbook. Great for something that's portable, quick, easy to use. Surf the web really quickly, check your email, versus a standard laptop, which is a lot heavier and you can't hold in one hand and type with the other. This is Kurt from Tech News Made Simple. Read our story for more details, and we'll see you later.